Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for joining us for the third game. We are back on our PUBG Africa live broadcast, and I am joined by Godfather now because his power is back on.
What's up, everybody? What's up? I'm back. Everyone, well done to Viking and Headshot there. Dude, well done. I was watching the broadcast there on my cell phone while in the dark. In the lonely dark. But you guys are doing a good job, man. So, welcome. Well, thank you so much for having me tonight. I feel privileged that I'm here, that I've got power, and we can continue on our way this evening. And some pretty hectic games I saw. We saw Rusty Revolvers winning out the first game with Team Diversity coming in first in the second round. But the Smurfs looking thereabouts, it would seem. And this flight path Viking, this is a good vibe. This is actually quite a good flight path.
Teams relating to the previous game. The previous game's flight path was pretty bad because people couldn't reach their destinations, whereas this is a pretty decent one because I think everyone can get where they want to be.
Yeah, I think bar the Smurfs at this point, because Smurfs do like to loot out in Georgia Pool containers. I mean, yeah, bar them, really nothing really much else. I mean, for the rest of the teams, it's going to be pretty much good to go. And we can see everyone starting to make their way out of this lobby here. As we can see, we'll just add in that as well, just to give you guys a little bit of representation of their logos. And the Smurfs look like they're gonna try and take the main team's sort of drop spot here. Swifter straight away going to be going down for the vehicle, I would assume. No, he's going to be flat. He's going to try and get for that vehicle. Anyone else contesting him? Nobody at this stage. We've got Rusty Genesis also trying to get themselves quite close as well.
I don't think Rusty Genesis have any vehicles. I mean, Swifter taking that Esports vehicle there, and I don't see any other vehicles along this road. So Rusty Genesis might just have to get picked up by their teammates further on along by the Sixers.
Yeah, you can see Frenchie and Born Slippy are sitting in by the Sixers there. As we just put over there, we've got Brothers in Arms sitting in a Razak area, Watertown, with the Team Wolves. Normal drop locations are resumed. Wasps in their normal spot near the mansion area. Can't really remember if Walking Dead went there before, but if I'm not mistaken, they should be around about there. Team Diversity going to be taking out, obviously, with Fearless Coach, who's not registered with his team this week, so he's free to play for anybody else, as mentioned before. As I know, a couple of players were trying to help out, but obviously due to load shedding and whatnot as well. You know, if you're registered for the week with your team, can't play for the guys in Challenger Week. It's just the rules of tournaments in general. That's to say the least. But in Kamensky, we got the Death Seekers. I can see Kansas in there as well. And unfortunate for the Rusty Revolvers, only down to 2 men. Obviously, load shedding hitting them pretty hard as well.
Yeah, luckily they were playing for 3 men in the first game to get up that chicken dinner. You know, I mean, on a different subject, just look at the zone. I mean, I think we've had some pretty harsh zones tonight.
I'm loving these zones. We're seeing it in PGIS as well. I mean, the PGIS zones, some of them have been insane. And the hard shifts that are coming out of late, I think definitely PUBG seems to have coded in something that hard shifts are just a thing now.
No, definitely.
Yeah, I mean,
PlayersUnknown himself probably called back to office and said, one last request, make the zones go wild this week. You know?
Yeah, exactly. And it's been pretty hectic with that as well. So now we can see the Walking Dead going to be moving into Lepovka there. As now the Rusty Revolvers, the 2 members, Terry and Stick, are going to make their way in towards the zone. I mean, duo, difficult. I know you guys touched on this a little bit in the previous match, but you know, duo is still difficult. But for these two, should be able to get somewhere with just 2 of them in the squad.
I mean, definitely. I think even in the previous game, you know, they got pretty far as a 2-man. Just unfortunate that they took up the fight against Team Diversity that was sitting in the best position on that mountain in the game. You know, so definitely just running into the wrong teams at the wrong time there as a 2-man, but definitely still like games up for grabs for them. You know, they can definitely still do some heavy damage to teams as a 2-man.
Yeah, definitely can. And they got a good compound here. This compound that they've just reached to now, this little three building compound here. This is a pretty common area that the zone does like to, if it shifts down towards the south, normally just off of it or just above it, you know. So not a bad call to go there. We can see Brothers in Arms making their movement over towards the mansion area. Should know that the Wasps are pretty much ready for that one. And you can see both in 2 different cars, which is fine for now. Tunisian Risers going to be in Yaznaya. No movement from the rest of the teams. I think the teams are getting used to the new rule set here. You know, a little bit longer looting times, but getting position in the zone. I mean, which one do you take? Get good, better gear? Do you get better zone control? I mean, circle control. What would you say is probably the better option?
I think it still stays the same. You know, obviously you want to have the better position in the zone, but this extra minute, I think with all the teams using that extra minute, or most of them using that extra minute to loot up, you know, it still stays the same. It's just a matter of fact of when it happens. You know, I don't think there's any teams that we see that really, I think 1 or 2 teams that I know of that sometimes just rushes for the center zones. But I think a lot of the teams are actually using this extra minute, and then rotations just go as normal. All the teams still rotating at about the same time. So I mean, I think it's good just for the teams to get up some more loot and be more ready for the fights later on in the game.
Yeah, 100%. Slayer taking a couple shots over towards King on there as he makes his rotation in towards the zone. Him being the first of his teammates to make the rotation. We've got Obi and Storm coming in behind him shortly. We also then have the Walking Dead. Pretty much split up along the side of this area, just northern in the Lepovka prison area, and then another one by shelter. Goats coming in from the south. I mean, how are the Goats done today? Let's put it that way.
I mean, I think they've been strong. They also have been playing, I think the first 2 games they were playing as a 2-man. I think the second game, 11s actually has joined them. So it was only the first game that they were playing as a 2-man. But definitely the zones being a bit harsh on them, having to rotate past teams and then crashing up on teams that basically take them out. I think in the previous game they were fighting survivor fighters up in the north, and it was just a hardship. So they had to fight each other to, well, it was either one of the teams will have to die and then the other team would make it into the zone. So I mean, just losing up on the fight there at the end of the day against survivor fighters, but I think they still have what it takes. Just some unlucky stuff happening tonight.
Yeah, obviously getting themselves used to it. I think this is their second week inside PUBG Africa as well. So, you know, things will come as it goes. Sticken and Terry make their rotation here past Lepovka here. Obviously not knowing that there's a 2-man team in there they could probably take, but they're going to go heading over quite close here towards Brothers in Arms. And this could be very, very scary for Rusty Revolvers very soon, but it looks like they may have spotted out someone at that compound there. Now they're going to make their way over in towards Lepovka here. Need to be careful of Zambaro, who's sitting inside there. What are they going to do? They're just going to be moving themselves around, trying to find an area here of safety for the Rusty Revolvers. Keep themselves alive, get themselves as far up as possible, get those ELO points, and you know, maybe something will happen. But the shot's going to be rained out from Obi on towards the Rusty Revolvers, and they looks like they will just survive out of this one. They need to keep it. Another more tags coming through from the Smurfs, but nothing getting knocked over there towards the Revolvers, and the Revolvers struggling here.
I mean, they could have played up on that mountain, you know, but them trying, I think as a 2-man, I think they're a bit scared of playing the open terrain. So they are trying to get that hard cover where they can just sit and relax, you know. So definitely, I think a different playstyle coming out of them being a 2-man, you know, having their players going through load shedding. So, I mean, they need to adapt, and I think this is the only way they see fit for it.
Yeah, it's now Goats were on their movement. They turned around, seeing that the Rusty Revolvers went up on towards his heels, and then they crashed on towards his compound here. But Sticken getting a couple shots over towards the 11s there. We're going to be doing some tags. Turbo also just makes himself peek up over there as well. And Sticken going to be doing some damage over towards them as well, as this two-man needs to try and get as many points as possible. And you can see they're just trying to play this one out here, but Team Diversity going to get 2 knocks out here from 2 different teams here, as the shots getting rained out here from Balbas. As he's going to make his movement down in towards areas. The grenades come out there. FedEx does get knocked out there. Spartacus trying to get raises onto his 2 teammates, Abdu and Fearless Coach. And Android will just hold the angle for now. But for the Walking Dead, down to a less member there. We'll be down to a 3-man. Won't be too difficult for them at the moment, as Tunisian Risers come up over towards the Brothers in Arms.
Okay, that's the issue with the spread that Walking Dead was holding. I think if they were a full 4-man here, I mean, they got the 2 knocks on Team Diversity. They just didn't have all of their members at the ready to take that fight. And I mean, even now, seeing this Southern Hard shift once again, zone shift to the place where there's the least amount of teams. I mean, that must be like a good shift for Rusty Revolvers Gaming as well, sitting there in all the power now.
Oh yeah, it's a nice little. So even where they were sitting previously, obviously they were trying to make movements in to see where they can get. I mean, it's not a bad shot to go to where they were previously, just off of Milter there, and they could definitely do something from that angle as well. But it looks like they're just going to hold inside the Milter Power for now, as we see the Genesis kind of making landfall near the south of Milter Power there. Friendly Fire got to get themselves in and out of this as the firefighters watch them and make their leave with the vehicles. Team Wolf Quad is going to be coming in from the north as well. And it's just going to be shots all around here from the teams, as Tunisian Risers come up here towards Brothers in Arms. This fight's just being a little bit of back and forth here for them, as now Death Seeker is going to take a couple shots over towards the Brothers in Arms as well, and Tunisian Risers. And our cast, we've seen some good things come out of him for this team, kind of their carry as well, I would say, as well as the I don't recall Reaper Gaming, if I'm not mistaken, but maybe you have. Oh, but here come the members of Goats on towards the Rusty Revolvers here, as Swifter does get eliminated out. Sticken is the last member standing in. This could be a massive nade here for, oh, does it actually go? Oh, just does not bounce far enough there. Terry is not, but here comes Turbo.
I mean, they're getting the flanking position there on Sticken. I mean, even if they don't, if the first player falls to Sticken, the second player will know exactly where he is, and I'll flash his area as well. I mean, it's Sticken is gonna have to win this 1v2 scenario. Yeah.
It's going to be a very tough situation here. The split coming out here from the Goats, and Turbo will eventually get that knock, and the Rusty Revolvers Gaming will get eliminated out in 13th position there. Unfortunate for them, you know, load shedding not playing in their favor. It really does play a bit of problems here for some of the South African teams, as we see Survivor Fighters do get into the circle there. But yes.
Yeah, I mean, even now, seeing Friendly Fire sitting in the center compound, and they have vehicles, you know, I mean, like I said in the previous games, it's something that they will need to start adapting to. And I mean, it's good to see that they adapted so quickly. I was talking about them in the first 2 Miramar games, just running in the blue because they weren't using any of the vehicles. I mean, they use the vehicles now, and they're sitting in a really good spot in the center of the zone. So, I mean, it's good to see these teams adapting quickly and learning from their mistakes in the previous games.
No, this is good. I mean, it's all here for these guys to learn, and you know, sort of their skill level as well. I mean, we do have a couple of big hitters here, like the Rusty Revolvers, who are kind of off form at the moment, but you know, they'll come back. Team Diversity also, you know, a pretty big hitter there as well. We probably won't see them in next week's Challenger. We'll probably see them coming in towards the champion battle on Sunday next week, though. But you know,
yeah, I mean, it was quite a shock to see them dropping down into the challenger battle, you know. I mean, I think that their struggles in the champion battle on Sunday, and even though they are a good team, I think they just had too many bad fights, and then like dropping into the bottom of the leaderboard.
as Fearless Coach will get the knock onto Kipu there as well, and the flush will come out here from Abdu, and that will continue on its way there as well, as Team Diversity will pick up their second kill there. For now, Warrior will take a back on it, and the circle shifted down again hard down towards the south, and you know where Rusty Revolvers Gaming was looking pretty good right now.
They could have just stayed with the one longer.
No, but I mean, I understand what they're trying to do. They were trying to get position. They're trying to get themselves somewhere where they could, you know, potentially get like lay themselves for the rest of the game. I mean, it makes sense with the 2-man. It's just really unfortunate for them as well. But now the Smurfs coming into this, their vehicle wheels are going to be taken out here by Abdu. As now the Smurfs going to be a bit limited here. They're still inside the zone here, but here come the shots in here from Hammer. And the drive-bys are going to be now out in full force here as well, as the shots get rained out here by both teams here, as now Brothers in Arms try and make a shot on towards the Walking Dead as they're making the movement. Rambo is going to get a knock onto Balbas, and he will get quickly flushed out there as he makes that rotation there. Also a couple shots now coming in here. We could see Gasman doing some more shots over towards the Death Seekers. A lot of drive-by shooting here. Oh, Gasman does get bullet for days. We'll get that knock out of there, and that's a good shot coming out there from Gasman. So much action happening inside this rotate here. Abdu could also potentially get another member of the Death Seekers as they make their rotation past the Outcast, trying to get himself away from the trouble. Car is smoking. Everything is happening at once here. And it looks like he'll just get out just in time here. As so much action happening on the north there, Viking.
Yeah, I mean, that's because all of the teams were sitting in those northern compounds, you know? Usually we see all the teams, well, the zone shifting to that northern spots near Mansion. So once again, as in our previous games, all of the teams group up somewhere, and the zone just moves away from everyone. So everyone was funneled into that one rotation area.
Yeah. As Zambara will take out a member of Tunisian Risers, and do they have eyes on a dead rat here? As Hammer going to be doing some meds. That's a bit of a waste of a first aid kit there. Only going to be healing up to 10 there. Could have just used the bandages, but he's going to get taken out there in the end of the day by Dead Rat. And it looks like he may just get flushed out here as well. And yep, indeed he will be. And where does the zone go? It shifts over towards the lumber yard here for now. So Lumberyard in a good spot for these guys to make it towards. I mean, it could end on this hill, but unlikely, but more likely going to be ending up in Lumberyard, because you know zones don't often end on these cliffhangers.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite interesting because a lot of times we've seen the zone ending on these two compounds of the two main buildings of the Lumberyard, but also that said, we've seen so many zones shift down to the area where the goats are currently, you know, closer to Multipower Road area. So I mean,
that's gonna have to shift hard.
But I mean, with the zones that we are currently having, you know, it's really possible.
No, indeed it is true. As Shadow Warrior, as the Wolves quad's gonna be a little bit, does spot out his foot there, does Airless Coach on towards Millie here, and the Wolf quad's taking fights on two different angles here, kind of getting sandwiched here by Team Diversity and the Survivor Fighters here, as he now just pulls off just a little bit here. Bad girl, but yeah, Survivor Fighters will in the end of the day eliminate the Wolves in the 11th position. We also saw there as well, we saw the Wasps getting taken out. Also the Walking Dead now gets removed out in 10th position as Friendly Fire have a look over towards the members of Survivor Fighters. Wes trying to see what he can spot out here. Warrior has been knocked out of his car, as now we take stock of what we got here. Brothers in Arms in the Lumberyard compound there with the two remaining buildings there. GJ Apex going to be pushing on towards the goats here, on towards 11s and Turbo. Does spot out cans just on the rock faces there, as he will take some shots over towards, not connecting any shots at this stage, but I'm sure fairly soon as Born Slippy now trying to make this aggressive push here, closer towards the goats here. The Molotov can, it does come out, so 11's definitely aware of a member somewhere here. He's trying to get underneath this, underneath the branch, but he can't get there.
Yeah, I mean, if Bornslip can get a knock here, then, I mean, I don't think they know that it's only 2 players here. You know, so they are actually able to just push up on this and isolate. But if Bornslip can get at least 1 knock here for his team, they can just push up and flush the last player out. They have the numbers advantage and they just need to use it.
Yeah, 100%. But Friendly Fire do get eliminated there as they get pushed on by Team Diversity from the eastern side of the map there. As they're about to come in, and where does the circle go next? It centers up. I mean, we could see an interesting different circle here. Kingon gets flushed out there as well as Born Slippy takes him out actually. And that's an interesting angle that Born Slippy giving away his position here. I mean, he was kind of knew that he was here, but you know, the goats will have a better understanding of exactly where this man is sitting at the stage. A Dead Rat trying to make his movement towards the rocks there. And
yeah, I mean, a Dead Rat playing really well, holding this position of him like pretty fastly. I mean, he killed the 2 players from The Walking Dead, and even now knocking Kingon when Kingon pushed up this mountain. He's creating space for himself to move around, and even now pushing on to Death Seekers, probably going to get at least one of them with a flank.
Yep, and it looks like he's about to make this movement. Hasn't got any lethal utility at this stage, but it looks like he's got a couple of flashbangs to throw out as well. But is he going to spot out Cans here in the middle? He does indeed. Can's going to get knocked and flushed straight away. We also know where's her teammates. Reaper Gaming trying to see if he can maybe spot out a Dead Rat here and get a little bit of payback here and revenge. But it looks like he's going to fall down here. Try and see if he can find himself a different angle that the Dead Rat doesn't find him from. Does take the shots on it. He does win out the fight there. Does Reaper Gaming and will eliminate Tunisian Razes out in 8th position. As now 11's getting tagged up here. As the Genesis now also getting pressured out here by the Smurfs. As they trying to make their push on towards the goats there. And for the... Oh, Can Turbo win out the fight there. He does put Born Slippy down into very low HP. He does not change up his position here. Born Slippy will be able to hear this. Born Slippy does manage to get his med off though. Does he know exactly where Turbo is going to be coming from? That is the question. I'm going to put on X-ray. He does indeed know exactly where he's coming from. No, he doesn't. He doesn't spot him out to the side there. But Born Slippy wins out that fight. And 7th, the goats will get eliminated, but DJ Epics and Frenchie have been knocked out here. Can the Smurfs maybe finish out of these 2 kills? They don't have the angle at this stage, but now the shot's going to come as DJ Epics does move himself out of that angle. And sometimes staying put may be just a better thing to do here, Viking.
Yeah, I mean, the Smurfs taking a really good opportunity there to get the knocks onto Rusty Genesis while they were fighting the goats. You know, I think Rusty Genesis could have pushed up earlier and basically made sure that they had the extra time to take that fight. And then with that being said, the Smurfs would have not been able to shoot at them at that time. So I think it was a bit slow playing from Rusty Genesis. But I mean, at least they got the 2 kills and Born still alive. So they made it further than what the Ghosts did, at least. Yeah,
as you see Rambo getting knocked out there by Team Diversity. Bless me, excuse me everybody, I do beg your pardon. And now Team Diversity do flush out Rambo. Still got 2 members here. We've got MPS and Slayer now trying to get themselves. Looks like Slayer's going to make his movement away from this as quickly as possible. I think MPS needs to make the same movement as quickly as possible down towards Slayer, get himself there, but they're going to be running themselves straight in towards the Survivor Fighters here. And this little rotation here, and they need to win out these angels here. Still, Born Slippy trying to get himself an entry in towards the zone here. Reaper Gaming inside the zone will be fine for now. As now Slayer, or does he get spotted out here by Survivor Fighters? I'm sure he's not looking to his left hand side. He does spot out Beast, so does do the shot. Great spray coming out there from Slayer as he now drops in towards the trenches. And now Reckless trying to take the fight on towards MPS. It's MPS trying to see what he can do here for his team. Got 14 bullets, needs to be... Does he spot? He doesn't spot the head. Does he eventually spot him out? But he runs out of bullets in his chamber. And Slayer trying to see what he can do here. But now Android going to take out Reaper. Actually takes out MPS. It was actually... So, oh, great grenade there coming out from the members of Diversity, and that'll be Brothers in Arms out in 6th position, but Reckless will get Abdu there, punish him out for that one, but then Fearless Coach comes from behind and will eliminate the Survivor Fighters out in 5th position. Your top 4 teams remain Team Diversity, the Smurfs with 2 members, Rusty, Genesis with 1, and Death Seekers will come out with 1 member as well into your top 4 situation. And looks like Reaper has spotted out Spartacus on the top there. Needs to be careful. We've seen what Spartacus can do, but Born Slippy will come from behind and will eliminate the Death Seekers out in 4th position. And Born Slippy, yeah, doing some work for the Genesis.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, they could have played it better in the early stages, but Born Slippy really coming out clutch here for his team. You know, I mean, the only issue is probably that Obi is flanking up behind him now, but I think he might be able to hear it before Obi spots him. I'm not sure.
Let's see if Obi's sort of taking him off X-ray here. But as soon as Obi shoots here, he's definitely going to know that someone is here. Does he know that he's here? That's the question. No, Born Slippy not looking over towards Obi's way. Doesn't spot him inside the grass though. And he is being slippery here, is Born Slippy. As he just hides here in the grass. Well, watch out for Obi there. He's got him in his crosshairs as well. And he'll take the shot, not towards the head. Yeah, he'll take a couple more shots, but he still does get the kill there on towards Obi. And he will now reposition himself as well. But now Fearless Coach has spotted up on Sapia down towards the west of the circle here. And where does the circle go? And the end of the day, we're going to stick with his perspective here for Fearless Coach. And the circle, where is it going to go? It's going to center up on toward all the players on this hill though, so that's an interesting zone. And Fearless Coach going to eliminate the Rusties out in 3rd position, and I'll just leave Storm left to fend against Team Diversity.
I mean, Storm playing this a bit strange. I mean, I know he doesn't want to shoot at the players. I mean, but then they spot him anyway. He might have been able to even pick up a point or 2 for his team. But trying to delay it to go for the chicken dinner, but I mean, Team Diversity just cleans him up and takes that win at the end of the day.
Yeah, Team Diversity taking that chicken dinner win in the end of the day with 12 kills, doing a fantastic job there, really pushing up towards teams a lot there. You know, getting a couple of knocks on their own team, but managing to weather the storm. Abdu coming out with 6 kills, Fearless Coach with 4, Spartacus ending up with 2 kills as well. In 2nd position, we have the Smurfs kind of rounding up with 3 kills. In 3rd, we had the Genesis Born Slippy picking up 4 kills there for his team. In total, they had 5. In 4th, we have the Death Seekers with 2 kills, and rounding up your top 5 was Survivor Fighters, finishing off with a total of 7 kills. And that is the first wrangle done and dusted. One more match for the evening, ladies and gents. We'll be back fairly shortly with the next match. So until then, stay tuned. And welcome back, everybody, to match number 4, the last match of the evening. As we see here, flight path. Quite southern here, Viking. Quite southern.
Yeah, I mean, this is a more difficult one. This is also one of the zones that is, I'm gonna say, quite known for sometimes going towards military. So I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see where the teams drop as well, seeing that it's a completely different flight path than the previous game.
Yeah, 100%. As we now wait for everybody to hop into the plane, and we get ourselves going for the last match of the evening. It's been a bit of a evening. We've had obviously Headshot and Viking casting the first 2 games there over at Headshot's channel. A big thanks to them for helping out PUBG Africa and getting the games casted for you guys. It's a real big help. I'm sure all of you would appreciate it, especially the players playing as well. It's good for the players to get a bit more airtime. You know, obviously being in South Africa, load shedding is, for those who don't know what load shedding is we get our power cuts at random intervals of the day. And yeah, unfortunately I was also load shedded at that point, but hopefully we'll make a plan in the future, and we should be able to, you know, get ourselves some alternative power solutions so we can keep ourselves up and running here for all you lovely viewers and all the lovely teams and players as well. As I see, we are dropping a little bit of frames here, waiting for the stream just to come back to its senses, but we'll get there, don't worry. And Survive Fighters and Team Diversity. We still have 2 teams in Pachinki yet again, Viking.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't see this in the previous game. And the zone pops. It is a military zone, like I said. But back to the teams in Pachinki. I think the previous zone or the previous game's flight path was a bit too far away from Pachinki, so we couldn't see these teams reach it. So definitely seeing the fight here as usual in Pachinki now that the teams were able to come all the way here.
Both of them make their movement out here, and the pre-fire comes out, but Bisto trying to get himself there. Can he do the next shot? He can't do it. The shotgun versus shotgun. And Android Shotgun is going to win out that fight as well. Now Reckless coming to save. Maybe he can get the pickup on towards a Warrior there as he tries to hold out this angle. You can see the gun come through from a dude. Can he win it out? He can't. And Survivor Fighters will get eliminated out in 13th position there. And his Team Diversity will continue on their way there. I think for Fearless Coach especially, you know, we've seen him battle in these certain situations with his team. And I think he's going to be pretty stoked to win out a fight here.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I think him playing for Team Diversity now in this week. The last 2 weeks, playing for Team Majesty, they've had it quite rough in Pachinki. You know, all the teams have been dropping them, and they've been dying quite a few times. So I mean, being alive here in Pachinki as a full foreman, I think it's quite a relief for Fearless Coach here.
100%. I mean, we see obviously in PGIS, Shepard and I in the podcast yesterday kind of mentioned it as well. Like, you know, with we got another quick little push here coming out from the members of the Goats on towards Rusty Genesis here. Heinrich, what can he do here? Got the in hand. You know, close range, this thing can do some good damage. And he's going to hold the angle for now. Do they know that he's sitting inside? It does look like they're aware of this. Swifter busy looking up here. Not upping to push this up just yet. As the rest of the Goats now make their movement in towards the compound now. And for the Genesis member here, it's going to be tough going. But DJ Epic's trying to provide some support here for them. And here we go. Here comes the push in from them. As, yeah, Hendrik going to just get killed off there as well. Too many members here for him to shoot at, as now the Genesis will lose a member in the first early stages here. And coming back to my conversation, we were having a conversation with obviously DA versus 4am.
Sorry, before we get to that, in the top left here, just underneath Hospital, Brothers in Arms are actually pushing onto Death Seekers. And I think they've already lost Gasman to this push.
Yeah, looks like Gasman has been eliminated here. Indeed, he has. as now the smokes come out to play for the members of Brothers in Arms, trying to maybe just give themselves a little bit of crossover. Yeah, indeed it is. MPS trying to see what he can do here. But bullet for days, and look at the setup here. Cans sitting on top of the crates here. I mean, this is going to be surprising some teams, obviously. So, good little position coming out from her. As we wait to see what's going to happen. The grenade comes flying out towards Thick Doggy, but not able to connect onto anybody. I think Slayer has spotted out the members moving inside that two-story building. And for Brothers in Arms, where Rambo just playing just off of them on top of the hill there, obviously providing that cover that they need for now. He can alert the team to where Death Seekers is making the movement. But for Death Seekers, I mean, they're stuck in here. They're going to have to hold this one out here. Bullet for Days is just going to hold the corner for now. Cans does get flashed out there. MPS get knocked out there from Bullet for Days. And now Slayer, what can he do here on towards that? No, Cans is going to get Slayer. And Cans is going to eliminate Slayer there as well. And this is good work coming out from Cans. And Brothers in Arms are getting decimated here, and Rambo instantly pulling off of this straight away, and maybe try and get a couple more points before ending off this evening.
I mean, that was really well played from Death Seekers. I think they positioned themselves to help each other really nicely. You know, they could trade each other, even though Cans got both of them and did a really great job. Bullet for Days was there with the assist. So really good hold from the Death Seekers there, punishing Brothers in Arms for that direct push of theirs.
Yep, definitely indeed. And the Smurfs get themselves out of container. Looks like they drove up to Rambo on his way as well. As Thick Doggy going to get picked up there as well. Just behind him, the Walking Dead making their movement. Zambara still in by Chopsticks. But it looks like they will continue on their way as they make it themselves get across the bridge there. Goats also coming in from the side of the bridge along just behind the goats there. We see Team Diversity going to make their way as well. Team Wolf, everybody seems to be coming in towards this western bridge here.
Yeah, no one seems to be wanting to bridge camp it. I think everyone just wants to get on the military island and put down.
Yeah, DJ Epic's now spot out the wall, of course, making their movement in towards the zone. Can he get it? He does pop out a wheel. But they'll continue on their way. Luckily not spinning out that vehicle. More tags coming out there from Born Slippy. But they won't be able to do anything about that. The Walking Dead getting themselves across there without any hesitation. But Zambara still needs to make this rotation across them. But it looks like Team Diversity are going to set up a bridge camp here. Noticing that a couple teams, but no, are they going to continue? No, looks like they are going to continue. If Spartacus cannot drive into the concrete barrier. And ooh, this could be so bad for the Tunisian Risers. Looks like the Wasps are going to come in behind him though. Looks like Old Cookie going to make his way over towards Orps. As they make their way in towards Zambara, going to die from falling, and that's interesting. No, he's going to get quickly flushed out there by Abdu.
Interesting to see two teams rotating with boats. I think the teams are so scared of the bridge camps, not knowing that there's no one even really at the bridges.
I mean, in this scene, let's be fair. I mean, we don't often see the bridge camps happen. And we don't often see these guys trying to camp bridges or anything like that. Teams do just generally, like you mentioned earlier, try to get themselves further into the zone, get themselves settled on the military island, and then make a play from there. The Wolf Quad's gonna now get themselves in boats and get themselves across that way. Rambo steals the boat away from the Smurfs there. So Smurfs now need to make an alternative position here, but I think King on may have found another boat here. Indeed he has. And he can just wait out for his team here before he gets in towards that boat. You know, you sit there like nothing you can do, and you're sitting duck if you just sit in that boat there for now. He doesn't know, obviously, the rest of the team's making their way in. The Death Seekers also coming in via the zone. I mean, We know it's going to move South Africa, but how fun would it be if it just shifted up towards the north?
Yeah, I don't think that's possible with this current. I mean,
The
I'm
current,
not
yes,
saying
I've seen
it's
it.
not able. Like you said, we've seen it before, but I don't. I think it needs a little more, a little more, a little bit more meat of land in the northern side for that to be possible. You know, I think the one good factor for the Death Seekers now is that because they were so far away and they're rotating in the blue now, it seems like Team Diversity have eased up on the bridge camp, even though they are still there. It's not their main focus right now. So coming over the bridges in the later stages of the game, it might just help them out, and be a better scenario for them.
And that zone shift, though. Look how much water we still got inside this. And the Wasps are going to continue on their rotate here. They're going to be fairly happy with that zone shift, to be honest. But that's a lot of water for the zone, especially on the military base.
Yeah, there's not that much to play, you know, and it's, especially there's a lot of open ground. So I think the teams that did take the boats, I mean, I'm going to say it now, the teams that were using the boat should be happy now, you know, coming in for the southern part of the map, and getting into that good position. But I think we're going to see a lot of fights breaking out in the zone, and then even in the next one, just when teams need to settle down because there's not that much to play.
Yeah, indeed. Smoke's come out there for Spartacus as Born Slippy does get a knock on towards him, but it looks like they're going to be safe enough just to get that res off with no issues there. And for these two teams that do need to get themselves in towards the zone, the Goats making their movement. They just got into military base there, but it looks like they're going to get themselves over towards the broken down plains. And this is good from them. I do like what they're trying to do here. They're trying to be a little bit more active inside the zone and get themselves maybe to potentially where the zone keeps on trying to shift, which is down towards the south. And good movement here from the Goats at this stage.
Yeah, I mean, even stopping to scout all the spots around them, making sure that there's no one waiting them, and being able to kill them, you know. So, I mean, taking the risk, but also doing it in a safe way. And then I think that the rewards might pay off later.
This is something they learned in PGI. This is how the guys were rotating in PGI. Oh, so close to each other, you know. It gives the... Oh, but Swifter just almost knocks out 11s there as they're trying to fight for... Oh, no, but we got Molfin does... Oh, no. Has an accident and he goes down towards the bottom of the hill, and that's really unfortunate for him. As now we see that Android's now going to take some shots over towards the Walking Dead members. One of the members is already down here. And Android by himself for now, but it looks like his team going to come for assistance here. Fearless Coach on foot now, trying to see if he can get a different angle over towards FedEx here as he peeks himself up here with 100 HP, using a full med kit here. But Spartacus going to come in for the save there, but Frenchie going to steal that away from them. That's some good work coming out there from Frenchie. Just the Genesis squad. See the last member of the Walking Dead there. I don't think he is. No, indeed he is the last member here for the Walking Dead, as now he's getting some shots taken over towards him. We'll get the meds off, but he's gonna have to make his movement in here as... Oh, that grenade though from Spartacus will eliminate the Walking Dead out in 11th position. 12th position, the Tunisian Risers do get eliminated. Or no, sorry, no, the Tunisian Risers eliminated the Wasps.
Eliminated the Wasps.
Oof.
Yeah.
That's
I mean, the Wasps were rotating with a boat, but I think they just stopped on an open beach where there was no cover. You know, like I think if the Wasps maybe stopped a bit earlier and used some of the mountains to get up or the ridges, it might have been a different scenario for them there. So just a bit unfortunate that the Tunisian Risers were in that position to really punish the Wasps for that boat rotation.
Yeah, and we can see on the western side of the map here, we got a couple of teams here, 3 teams. We got the Wolf Quads, Team Diversity, and the Genesis trying to make their way in here. As Born Slippy does get tagged up a little bit, will hide behind the vehicle while he gets him some meds. It looks like they will get the pickup on towards Spartacus there. Android helping out his teammate. And I think, you know, you poke the bear, you're going to get its claws as well, as they say sometimes. And for the Wall of Quads, could easily get gatekeeped here by Team Diversity.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, even Rambo being the solo alive, maybe you could help in that scenario, but there's only so much that Rambo can do. You know, I mean, he's taking shots at Android now and giving his position away. So, I mean, they're definitely going to be waiting for him now as well.
As now the shots come out from TJ Apex, he will get Shadow Warrior knocked out there, and he'll continue on shooting on towards it. US for the Wolves, but it looks like they will be able to get themselves out there and just lose the one member there. And for the Wolves, it's just not playing into their favor at this point. But the Rusty Genesis do get themselves in towards the zone, or into the circle here. The circle did shift up towards the north as we expected, you know, playing off the land. We're in phase 3 going into it now. And now the Rusty Revolver is going to be taking some shots over towards the Tunisian Risers. As Tuban yet again, we know load shedding is busy hitting them hard. And they can definitely do something from here, Viking, with a good aerial advantage here. Just need to hit those shots.
I mean, they're definitely in a good position to do so. You know, there's no team coming around the flank. They're just sitting here shooting at the Tunisian Risers, and even if they get knocked, I'm pretty sure they would be able to get the cars up before they could get pushed. You know, it's just interesting to see all these teams gathering up on the edge of the zone, especially near the water, knowing that the zone will later on stages of the zone shift away from the water. You know, definitely it's something that the teams maybe need to think about in their next games.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of the teams rotated in with boats, but even I'm gonna take the goats driving all the way through military and then taking this compound next to the edge of the water. You know, maybe they wanted to gatekeep all those boats rotations.
I mean, I definitely think that was their main idea here. I mean, how many kills are they going to get out? They got 3 kills at this present stage here. They might pick up a couple more. But you can see, obviously, the Smurfs in the background there. With also Death Seekers having a bit of a problem there as well, as they do get eliminated out in 10th position. And that's their night done for this evening. As now the Goats make their movement, but Lols is going to get found out by the members of Smurfs there. And 11's going to take some shots over towards Acid as he gets knocked out here as well. And, you know, he's going to eventually get knocked out here. Storm getting spotted out by 11's as well. And like you said, might get a couple kills, but, you know, for look at what Team Diversity is now doing. They're going to gatekeep every single team. Whoever leaves this is just going to, they dead in the water type of thing. You know, it's
I
like...
mean, it won't even be a full 4-man leaving here. These
right.
teams are hurting each other. They're not going to have utility left. They're not going to have helmets and vests left. And they're basically just going to run in the open, putting diversity to touch them out.
As you see, Swifter trying to make that run, but you got friendly fire on the opposite side there, but Molfen going to be doing, but Pedro going to be in a fire at the moment. Does stop burning just in time here. But I think 11's is going to try and peek this one over here. But it looks like they're going to just keep on going for the Storm. Storm going to take out Swifter there as the bullets go raining out there. Storm gets another knock on towards them. But I don't think he has enough time there to get all the meds done. And I think the zone is going to bleed him out there before the fact as well. And I think he's going to get taken out there in the end of the day, and he does indeed, but he will eliminate 2 of the Goats, and this is exactly what you mentioned earlier. This is not good for them. Can friendly fire take another member of the Goats here? Morphin will get knocked out as well as the Smurf go out to 9th position, and Pedro eventually for friendly fire is going to punish the Goats here in the end of the day. And now Team Diversity is just thinking this is the easiest kills of our lives, I would say.
I mean, luckily these teams like took each other out quite a bit. You know, so there's not that much for Team Diversity to clean up at this stage. I mean, even Tunisian Risers here, I mean, I think they were using their boat, but I don't think they knew exactly where to come up. So I think they're just going to die into the blue here either, as well. So
yeah,
it's not leaving that much up for Team Diversity to clean up.
Yeah, we still got El Turbo, who's busy making his rotation here. But Diablo, obviously hearing the shots, he does spot up Abdu in front of him here. Will he take the shots on towards Abdu? He's also got Android just behind him. Now he spots a 2. He does turn around straight away. Not opting to take that fight at this stage. He knows that his teammates are in a better spot to bother. They're not able to get themselves up on the side of the mountains. And it looks like they are going to just die to zone. And the end of the day, I don't think they have enough meds to make this one happen. Not indeed. Yeah, phase 4, about to hit phase 5. Those two are pretty much done and dusted. Turbo does get himself in towards the area, does take some shots over towards Abdu. Abdu getting some damage there from the zone, as Turbo now will get himself in towards the UAS as well. Some more shots here getting rained out here. Does Diablo take some shots on towards Android? He does indeed. And for these teams, Diversity not picking up as many kills as I'm sure they would have hoped. And for the War of Quads as well, just out of the zone, not making those movements early. But the Rusty Revolvers, I mean, they haven't had much to do in this game, and they've just kept themselves pretty much... Ooh, good shot there coming up from Terry onto Abdu.
He's really putting up work with it 3 times, you know. And as I said, like all of these teams were choosing the western side of the map. After they crossed the western bridge, and then Android takes out Diablo there with a drive-by. But like I said, like a lot of these teams chose to cross the western side of the bridge, and that left the eastern side where Terry and them were open. And so there's not been a lot of action on the eastern side of the map.
Interesting though that everyone did. I mean, I think a lot of the teams did try and land a bit more western as well, but Millie does spot out Frenchie, and Frenchie just managing to get himself in towards his DJ Epics will take out Millie there, and I think that Spartacus does spot that one out as Millie gets flushed out by Team Diversity, leaving just the 2 members of Wolves left alive here. But it looks like the members of the Rusty Genesis has spotted them out. And DJ Epic's not any kills for him at this stage, but you know, this player's done some good things for the Rusty Genesis.
Yeah, even though he hasn't had any kills this game, I've seen him deal some damage. You know, I think even in the previous games, assisting a lot of the kills that his teammates were getting. At the end of the day, it's not all about the kills, you know. As long as you're contributing to the team game at the end of the day, and that's what counts.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, he's going to get himself in towards a vehicle now as well. The one wheel has been knocked out, but back wheel should be okay for him to use for now, as he just gets himself just in towards the area there. Is just outside of zone with that vehicle, but look at Team Diversity has just got a shooting range as Born Slippy gets knocked out there, and he will get flushed out there by Spartacus, and now just leaves the 2 Genesis members alive.
Interesting to see Born Slippy try and run in the open, that knowing that Team Diversity was shooting at the Warwolf quads earlier there as well. You know, so I'm not sure what the call was there coming out of that team, because he could have definitely stayed alive here with his team, and I mean, they could have maybe done something. I mean, now that I'm saying nothing can happen, but I'm saying as a 2-man here, it's going to be pretty difficult.
Yeah, 100%. Bagel gets spotted out by Stickin there as the Rusty Revolvers engage. Do they spot out Griffin as he just makes his dash across here? And he's getting spotted out indeed by Team Diversity, and the shots get rained out towards Griffin there. And, you know, for him, he needs to try and find some sort of cover here. But the positional advantage of Team Diversity at this stage is just too much for these teams to cope with at this stage, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, they're sitting up on the mountain. You know, they can see everyone. They know where everyone is because everyone else is fighting each other. No one can really put up any pressure on them. And even if someone gets a knock onto them, there's no way they could get the flush. So, I mean, they're playing in such a good position right now, just controlling the game completely.
Yeah, indeed. And does he spot out DJ Epics? He does indeed. The shots come raining out, but DJ Epics doing some more damage here. And this guy's, you know, like you mentioned, I mean, he's dealing the damage. He's helping his team here, you know, getting those knocks, getting those entries, you know. And it's good to see, you know, him coming in towards the scene here. Definitely a player to watch out for in the later stages of this year, that's for sure. As Team Diversity just hold this line out for now. Spartacus going to make his movement underneath him, and he's going to probably join up with Fearless Coach fairly shortly, or just hold up for now. And Rusty Revolvers coming in from the north. The 2 Rusty teams do need to get themselves inside, but they are being gated. Well, the one is being gated by Team Diversity. As now, oh, Fearless Coach does win out that fight in the end of the day. And do they spot out Fearless Coach as Terry makes his movement?
Terry actually having 2 drops. He's playing with the MK and the
An Orm. Oh, wow. That is
Orm.
insane.
And he's leaving second with nothing. Shame. Really a mean teammate. Taking everything up himself.
The grenades are just being thrown at Fearless Coach's way, but he does pull back, you know, to give himself that space that he needs for now. DJ Apex gets knocked out in the background there, as now the push continues to rain out now, but we got obviously this MK that's on full auto here. Does he spot Abdul? He does indeed. Does just miss out the shot there towards Abdul, but he needs to be careful of Fearless Coach here. Does get that knock on towards the Genesis, get eliminated out. He does spot him out. Can he win out the fight? He does indeed. Great control coming out there from Terry with the MK, and he'll go back in towards them. Just the 3 teams left. We still got Turbo, who's sitting on top of the hill here, waiting for his opportune moment. As Stickend does get a little bit knocked, or does get knocked out in the end of the day. As now Abdu needs to try and make his push on towards this. Terry can see what he can do. Does get Sparta gets there and will flush him out straight away as Fearless Coach bleeds out to the end. And this is good work coming out here from Terry with this MK.
Yeah, I mean, definitely the MK helping him out there, but it's down to a 1v2 scenario for Terry here. But I mean, if Ali Turbo can just knock one of these Team Diversity players, then Terry might just be able to clutch this one out.
Indeed, and the smokes don't go through the fence, as Terry has just realized, and now he's just going to see what he can do. Trying to, obviously, the first smoke I think was intended for his teammate, but just clipping the edge of the fence. Second one I think was intentional. As now he needs to try and see what he can do. Yeah, but Team Diversity are very, very much... Are they aware of Turbo at this stage? That's the question.
Yeah, I think Turbo just shot 3 bullets at Android, almost knocked him, but kind of gave his position away. With this all happening, I would have, I think, liked to see Terry maybe going for the revive on Stickend.
Yeah, he can definitely have the time to do this now. You will have seen the note that obviously... Now, Android, what can you do towards the members? Oh, Stickend does eventually bleed out. And Android trying to see if he can spot out Turbo here and maybe get a different angle towards the Turbo. Repositions himself behind the tree. And the grenade is going to come out towards Turbo. And I think this, if is it far enough? It's not far enough. It's not going to do any damage towards Turbo as he pulls back just a little bit as well. Terry has made it up towards Abdu. And now it puts it onto a 1v1v1.
Yeah, and exactly like I said, I mean, I think Ali Turbo giving Terry this opportunity, you know. I think Ali Turbo even, like the GOAT sitting on 8 kills, they could even come out with a win here. It's up for grabs for any of these players.
Oh, yeah. Terry does have that MK, though, and that Orm. So he's going to feel confident with this one at this stage as these two continue on doing duel between themselves. And Terry can just watch and wait to see what happens. And Team Diversity will get eliminated out in 3rd position. And Terry with the, I would say, the superior weapon at this stage.
Not only that, I think with this fight going on, Terry knows exactly where Ali Turbo is, you know? Whereas Ali Turbo, I mean, it's been ages since he's seen any of the other players, you know? So Terry might just... Okay, I mean, he just gave his position away there. So I mean, it's a even 1v1 right now.
Oh, and the headshot comes out from Terry. What a shot there from Terry, and the Rusty Revolvers do take the chicken dinner. What a shot there from Terry.
Yeah, I was wrong. It was not a fair fight.
It wasn't a fair. As Terry will take out the chicken dinner there. Great work coming out from the duo partnership there from the Rusty Revolvers. They'll pick up 5 kills and the win. In 2nd position was the Goats, coming out with 9 kills in total. In 3rd was the Team Diversity with 15 kills. I mean, that's a fair chunk of kills there coming out from them. In 4th, the Genesis will finish out with 2, and rounding up your top 5 is the Wolf Quads as well. And that's it. That is it. It's all over. It's all over. And guys, thank you so much for joining us this evening. It's been an absolute pleasure. I've only been here for 2, but Viking, thank you, dude, for being here and assisting everybody, and you know.
I mean, that's why I'm here. You know, I mean, we're doing this for the community, so
Mm.
whatever is needed of me, I'll do the best I can. You know, so I'm hoping that the teams and the players and the viewers enjoyed our first 2 games. You know, it's not up to your standard, but we tried to do our best, and at least we delivered something that they could watch.
I mean, I mentioned in chat that I was going to retire, so you know, so it's all good. But yeah, thank you to everybody for joining us this evening. Yeah, have a great rest of the week, and we'll see you guys on Sunday for the champion battle with the top 16 ELO teams will battle it out for the top spot of the leaderboard. I mean, I'm pretty sure that your team Viking are gonna come in strong on Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, we made our mistakes last week. You know, still ended off well, but I mean, we have a I want to say we have some standard that we need to uphold, you know, and definitely lacking it a bit last week. So, I mean, we're going to try and come back and win it again on Sunday.
I love it. I love it. Fighting talk there from Viking. Thank you so much for helping out this evening. It's been an absolute pleasure having him on. And guys, until Sunday, be safe out there and cheers for now.